Weird.
Let these credits play out. What do y'all think?
Oh, slow.
Yeah.
Well, at most of the time. Most of the time.
It didn't have enough. I'm like totally cool with the surreal shots and the story and everything.
Yeah.
It didn't
Some of
have
the shots were
enough
cool.
like payoff at like key
Mhm.
moments to make me like
Yeah.
fuck yeah. Like
Right.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
nothing
this
wrong
is
with the
gonna
story
sound-
though, but I guarantee you that incels probably review bomb the fuck out of this.
Yeah,
Because they're like,
probably.
what? What are you trying to what? Like, so that's why I was kind of curious when I saw the ratings. I was like, oh boy, that's probably what it was.
It's gonna sound a little harsh, but I think they wrote a 2-hour first act.
Yeah.
Like, this would be a much better story if it continued after this rather than just ending. Like, they teased you for an hour and like 40 minutes until something actually happens. And then they just end it when it's slightly interesting. Like, it's great.
I think
I don't
they
know.
should have. I was thinking this when I was going upstairs to mix my last drink. I was like, I would love to see somebody like tighten this up. Like, just edit it and get it down to about an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and 30, and see how
That
much better it
would've
ran.
helped.
But also, like you're saying, that is where I was like, oh, well, like, show me what these other women, like, what's happening to them in real life. Like, they could have had, like, a shot where they're all laying in their beds that gives you a little snapshot of what all these people are like in the real world. Like, I want to see what Mormon face is in the real world and Nick Kroll's guy. Like, and I wanted to learn more about how, like, what was it they were going to go work on that they hated, but they wanted to have this with their women. So they were, like, keeping the women trapped. But I think, if I understand correctly, they had to leave the simulation to go to work, right? Or did they work in the simulation?
Yeah.
No, they had to leave the simulation. That's where they all went to when they left for the day.
So did they all work remotely at home, like on their computers? Like,
I don't. Yeah.
No idea.
Like,
I want to know.
If they, if they got to the point that they got into the last 20 minutes, like 45 minutes earlier, and then showed more, it would have been a better movie.
Yeah, the world was not built very well.
Yeah.
It's a 2-hour first act. Like,
I think the performances were really good. The acting, I was down. I liked the music and the shots and cinematography and set design.
Yeah, that was all fine.
But yeah,
the design, the story design.
And I get it's a totally different movie, but I do kind of want the third act to be she's on this like vengeance run.
Yeah.
And maybe she even dies at the end of it, but she just goes fucking nuts, like, fuck all you incel fucks.
Yep.
Like, I wanted it. So it's like, I'm not complaining about this because it's like obviously a feminist movie. I wanted more like hardcore bad bitch feminism.
Yeah.
Didn't give it to me.
They could have built on those themes in the real world after the whole wake up thing. It would have helped the themes.
You could have still had some of those surreal shots, but like maybe mix in real world shots that slowly piece that together. And you're like, oh, okay, like this is the real world. And yeah.
I think the writers were just jacking off too much to the twist reveal.
I think they were jacking off to the main actress. Florence Puh or Pugh. I forget how to say her name.
We need to put another scene here where she gets eaten out. That'd be really cool.
Like,
that'd be so cool.
You know when she's like running up the hill and like the strap's falling off and she's absolutely glistening? A little more of that. Like, have her get out of the car and, like, her breasts are heaving like she could barely breathe. It's just like... I don't know if I have much else to say about it, though, beyond that.
Yeah. It's fine. It's just, real slow.
It is definitely one of these Get Out duplicates. Like, where they're like, oh, fuck, that's how you can do a horror movie? And a bunch of people hopping on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like social commentary horror. And I guess I'll kind of wrap this up with that, is we watched Barbarian yesterday. I think both were going for social commentary. Which one did you like better?
Barbarian.
Barbarian was like way better to watch.
Yeah.
It was a much better like experience overall.
I think
and this one is really muddy as well. This one like doesn't.
Yeah. This story has a better premise. They had a good idea that they executed poorly.
Mm-hmm.
I think Barbarian was a mediocre idea that they executed decently.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah. I think of all the little categories of things like cinematography, score, acting, all that, I like this movie more. But I think you're right that Barbarian takes what it is and makes it as good as it can be.
Yeah.
Whereas this like has a lot of fun, interesting stuff, but it's like, it just doesn't quite get there. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. No.
And but I don't know. I also kept thinking that what's his face, the Jonas brother,
Harry Styles. It's One Direction, not Jonas Brothers, but yeah.
Yeah.
One Jonas.
That makes more sense.
One Jonas Direction.
Oh yeah.
That guy.
Anyway, I was thinking that he looks like Bill Skarsgård.
A little bit. Yeah.
I kept kind of looking at him during this movie, and I was like, this reminded me of Bill Skarsgård from fucking Barbarian. I was like, are these guys in right now? Like, that's the look? This is the boy you want?
I guess.
Yeah, I like it.
I guess. But anyway,
I thought, he did a decent job of acting, but he didn't exactly knock it out of the park, you know.
Well, then I was saving this information for the end because I didn't want it to taint the movie, and I haven't delved that deeply into it. But apparently, Harry Styles was like a total piece of shit on this film set.
Oh,
and which also ties into Barbarian a little bit, and there's this funny interview you can look up where they were doing their press tours, and it was him and Chris Pine. Yeah. And Henry, and I don't think it's connected to the controversy, but there's apparently controversy around the movie. But like Harry Styles is talking, and he's just like, it was so great because I was in a movie. And I was like, wow, this is like being in a movie, being on a movie. And Chris Pine is just sitting there like tired, like nodding off, like, oh my God, I have to do press tours with this guy. Like, I would recommend looking it up because it's kind of funny. But I didn't read into the controversy on purpose because I like this director. Remind me her name. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Olivia Wilde, I think.
Yeah,
Olivia
Wilde. She's had an interesting career.
Yeah.
Thus far. And so I hope she, tightens it up and keeps getting experimental. I think she did like a female teen comedy before this. So stretching her creative wings, I'm for it. And I hope that all that controversy doesn't fuck with all that. But yeah. Anything else?
No, don't think so.
All right, fellas. Guess we'll just be ta-ta on the recording.
So